Who do
How
you
many of
got?
these do you have, by the way?
Zero. How about you?
Okay, I have 0 as well. Just so we know we're speaking from experience
Oh
here.
yeah.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
How the heck are you guys? I'm Fastidious. Welcome to my channel. I'm not alone today. As you guys can see, I'm smiling really big because I'm really excited. Ash is here, guys. Ash, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, Fastidious, thank you so much for having me, man. I've been, as I told you when we did a collab on my channel as well, I've been binging your content. I can't thank you enough for all the great stuff out there. I love Watcher of Realms, man. I am hooked. I'm hooked, and I blame you.
It's a heck of a game. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, I've been a fan of Ash since like 2019, watching his stuff. I was just telling him, a great time to plug, actually. Thank you. We just did quite the long, intense video on his channel reviewing every single legendary in the game.
Over an hour.
The second you finish this bad boy, head over there. It was a lot of fun though. But yeah, awesome. I think Ash he's the reason that I have this horrible thing I'm doing right now and making content, right? Potentially, because he was the first content creator I ever saw, because Raid was the first game I ever really played. Without further ado, what the heck are we doing today? Well, we are gonna let's just lean into it, right? Let's talk about the nastiest, dirtiest, most overpowered champions, most overpowered heroes in this entire game. So what Ash and I are gonna do, we're gonna go faction by faction, we're gonna head to the gallery, and we're just gonna shout out the most cracked out epic and the most cracked out legendary. So Ash, you ready to do this?
I am ready, man. I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm pretty excited.
I wonder if we have the same choices on every faction or not.
Yeah. Okay, let's say that, and then let's just start right in with you. Guys, we haven't compared notes at all. So Ash is going to go first, and then we're going to see. We're going to see. So Ash, let's start with the epic. Let's start with the Watchguard. Yes. Let's just go down the list. Who's your best Watchguard in the game? Yeah,
so as much as I want to go Iona, I'm going to go Idril, because she actually uses her a lot more now than I do Iona. I love her. I love her damage. Most importantly, though, I love her ultimate. I love being able to hit anybody on the map. It has saved me so many times. Idril.
Yeah, guys. Idril, aka Tariel, as some of us originally knew her.
Wasn't she called something before that too? Or am I making that up?
That's a good question. All I know, just a quick little tidbit, if people were wondering, like, why the heck did they change her name? Apparently, it was like something like Cimmerillion Tolkien related, like they stole her from like Tolkien lore or something.
Oh my gosh.
So talk about copyright infringement.
They gotta be careful of Batman with Hex, I gotta say. But dude, anyway, I won't say anything.
Someone looks a little too much like Heath Ledger, let's just say that. Anyway, we got our girl Idril, we got Tariel over here. I could not agree with you more. She's also who my selection was. Okay. I just beat Gear 8319, as some of you guys might have saw. That video actually just came out today at the time of watching this, and it was 1000% on her back. And guys, I will just call out her awakenings. Her Awaken 5, guys. If that limitless shot, if that unlimited range wasn't enough for you already, every time she gets a kill, it's going to go up by 3 seconds, and it truly feels like the ultimate cheat code, right?
It really does. It really does. Love her.
Yeah, I love her too. And I will say, guys, if you're just like, why do we not pick Brienne? Why do we not pick Iona? It's just when I think, at least for me, I think Ash, let me know if you feel the same way. If someone does something like what is overpowered, like what is cracked, that's being able to do something that like no one else can do, and that's what Idril's doing, right?
So true.
Sweet.
No, 100%, 100%. Like I feel like Iona, to your point, I love her and I still use her, to be clear. But there's better DPS eventually, but no one can do exactly what Idril can. So
you're not gonna pull like a legendary marksman that does that. Like no one does that. Who do you got for the gold?
I figure it's an obvious choice maybe here in Leia. She's a Lord and she's got like a just busted Lord skill and her whole kit. I like that she can basically auto heal allies in range when they use their ultimate, which is really cool. So I think that would be my choice. What about you?
That was my pick too. Guys, this whole video we're getting along too well. We're just gonna agree with everything.
I don't think so. I think as we go, it's gonna get more challenging.
Okay, guys, stay tuned for the spice. I'll just really quickly sum it up for y'all. Like, what makes a good healer in Watcher of Realms? Being able to heal. Almost all of them can do that. But then being a support as well, or having some extra utility, right? I mean, she is bringing everything. So she's got the rage regen. Where's my rage regen hideout? She got the rage regen, just like someone like Elwyn or Hollow. But then also, just like Ash said, when an ally is healed, their damage is going to go up. And also when an ally in range does their ultimate, they're also going to heal. So what happens when they're healed? Well, their damage is going to go up, and rinse and repeat. I mean, it's just too good. Let's keep moving to the next faction. Let's see if we keep agreeing. So
let's do it, man. All right.
On to the North Thrones. We got our Northerners. Who is jumping off the page for you in terms of the epic?
Ooh. Well, this one's really challenging because frankly, I think like 4 are jumping off the page at me. To be honest with you, I'm gonna go. I don't think we'll have the same choice here, but I'm gonna go Mari, the day 3 login champion. Yeah, so maybe a little bit of a curveball, maybe not. I don't know, but man, like when you talk about control that you can use into the end game, you get her on day 3. it's busted, but you get that great ultimate with the freeze, good control, good debuff potential. I just think she's a great control champion, and I've mentioned this on my channel, but she's a hero that I invested in early, obviously. And then I was kind of turned off by the no damage, and I'm like, wait, like I just didn't have appreciation for how good that freeze is in her kit and how much of an impact that can have in stages where you just need a little bit more time to kill everybody, like Gear Raid 1.
Absolutely. I think like crowd control is so overpowered, especially if it's the right crowd control, and like 75% slow is like very much the right crowd control. I'm very happy you said that. She was like on my honorable mention list, but not my top. Okay. But guys, maybe I was giving her demerit, right? Because sometimes we underrate the free heroes, but she's so cool, guys, and those vulnerabilities are nutty. I also struggled here. I think these are maybe the best faction in the game for epics. I'm gonna go with the boy Olaf.
Yeah. Okay. That was between the two, I think. Honorable mention to Vortex too, like great healer. But anyway, go on.
Yeah. Honorable mention to Vortex, Maul. I mean, my one blacked up champion Estrid cracked out, but guys, Olag, another free champion. Thank God he's free now, because he's just. There's nothing I like more than a simple kit, and this is a simple kit. Yeah. His basic attack, they don't even tell you how much damage because it doesn't matter. His ultimate, he stops attacking, really easy. You're just going to get physical damage reduction, really cool, and increase his block. We like it, but guys, half the time, 3/4 of the time, maybe all the time, you'll never even use that ultimate because you'd only have to read one line of text. Every 12 seconds, this goes down to 10 seconds. You can get a shield equal to 85% of his HP. You can just cheat. He's a full
cycle. That's it.
Full-blown margarita pizza, guys. This is as cheesy as it gets. It's amazing. Guys, I will just say, and we'll move on, make sure to get skills into Silver Shield. Getting this from 12 seconds to 10 seconds is essential, but just thank us later. Let's talk about the legendaries. Who we thinking?
Ooh, this is a tough one because I only have 2. I only have 2, and it's not going to be the ones that I have. So I will go with, I think I'll go with, I need a good defender on my account, so I'm going to go with Brooke here. I don't think it's who you're going to go with.
That's who I was
or maybe it will.
Maybe it was.
Okay, cool. So I don't have him, so I can't speak to it, but I love the defender who brings the control. And this freeze like everywhere, this oozing out of this dude. So I really want to get my hands on him. That's my that's my call out.
Let's just quickly do the honorable mention. Nocturne, crazy damage. Obviously, we got a legendary lord over here, and King Harz.
And I have Nocturne,
Valkyra, amazing AoE. Shamir, obviously, absolute poopy. Sadie, amazing healer. But guys, Broke here, I mean, he is the best tank in the game. It's probably him or Olag, but like Olag is just spamming shields. Broke here is doing everything, right? Crazy, insanely high base stats. He's putting the freeze on himself so that you're like, oh no, he froze himself. No, when he freezes himself, insane like post-calculation damage mitigation. It's so crazy. And then when he's frozen, this goes from a 10% to a 30% chance to put freeze back on the enemies when he gets hit. I mean, he is just so good. If he dies, he basically becomes unkillable for 10 seconds and puts freeze on himself, so he takes less damage. You have 8 seconds to revive him back up again with some heals. Not much more to say. He's just too darn good. On to the Nightmare Council. Ash, who we got for the epics?
My epic is going to be Baron. He was one of my first epic pulls in the game, and so I got him before I unlocked Olag, so he's been my carry. I haven't no shade on Olag, right? But I've had Baron. I felt like I have my guy, right? I really, really love this dude. He's just he's the reason I feel like, and maybe I'm being too high on him, but I almost feel like he can, out damage or not out damage, out defend like most legendary tanks in the game. So I'm a big fan, and yeah, he'd be my choice.
Yeah, guys, you'll see me and Ash probably.
He's got a great shield. Yeah,
for sure. You'll see us maybe skip over some legendary tanks, and it's because like the Olags and the Barons of the world, right? These epics are like as good and easier to build, right? He's got a cooler kit than Olag. There's like, you know, he's got the Unyielding. That is like, talk about crapped out. That's overpowered, right? And the shields are even bigger, goes up to 100% with only 400% cost. I'd say the difference between him and Olag is it's not just straight up cheese. But he was my second 6-star. People think I was crazy that my second 6-star was a tank, but I don't regret it for a second. However, we're disagreeing again. I'm actually doing an audible. It's not going to surprise people, but we had a nice long call. Me and 7 guys from the Discord community, the Fast The Fastidious. I'll put their name up on the screen right now. They also helped a ton with me preparing for Ash's video, so don't miss out on that as well. We agreed on Deimos, but that's because we didn't notice Wrath up here, I think.
Oh my God. I mean Wrath.
Yeah. Quick, I mean, I literally just noticed it when you started talking.
Why did they put the legendaries? Because he is a legendary.
That's maybe they put the lords up there, but in Wrath's case, he just legendary.
I should have chosen Wrath, to be fair, but I still love Baron. So
yeah, I love Baron too, and I will give a very, very quick shout out. I love Greed. He's great damage, and then also huge shout out to the magic resistance reduction. So rare, so good. Deimos, single target shredding machine. But guys, Wrath, we're not going to talk very long about him at all because you know all about him. I think you just put out a video about Wrath too, right?
Yeah, last week. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I finally got him to Awaken 5, so he unlocked new potential, and I'm thrilled.
Yeah, guys, talk about crack, right? That's what this video is. Overpowered. He's got everything. He's got the stats of a legendary.
Don't say that too loud. Don't say that too loud.
He's free.
Oh, sorry.
He's free. He has the stats of a legendary. He's got the easiest build ever because he's got built-in crit rate as well. He has auto crit chances. He's got a really low cost, really potent ult. It just keeps going. More guarantees. He's a Lord with maybe the best Lord skill in the game. One of the best for sure. And then what Ash just said, Awaken 5, officially he's overpowered. He's healing by 30% of damage during his ultimate. He's an absolute S tier end game tank as well because of the self-sustain for like sustained damage and single target. Yeah. I use him right now in Overlord, right? He is so good. Everyone's using him. You guys know Wrath is insane. On to the Cultists, another very strong faction. Who do you got for the epics?
Well, we're not going to do legendary?
Oh my God. Or are we going to
include Wrath as our legendary?
Yeah, guys, Wrath's our legendary.
You're like, Wrath is our legendary. That's it.
You know,
well, real quick for me, you already know from our collab who I'm going to choose, I think. Yeah. Hatsu. Amazing. Oh, yeah. Like the second most biggest game changer on my account in terms of just insane damage. I don't feel like I need to even say that much more, but both the passives are broken. Each enemy hit suffers from defense reduction. The second passive, not only invisibility, but meanwhile, each kill, increases attack by 5%, stacking up to 5 times, and she just kills everybody. It's insane. The ultimate's broken. Love her.
Yeah, I had her too. You guys might have thought I was going to pick Arrogance. Okay. Big shout out to Arrogance.
I thought you might.
Yeah. I love Arrogance. I nearly picked Valeria. You'll see why I didn't pick her now later on. Not a little spoiler alert. But when it comes to hats, I mean, Salazar shout out. But when it comes to Hatsit, everything Ash said is true. Invisibility, amazing for Gear 3. Marksman piercing damage, amazing for Gear 3. And then all of a sudden, defense reduction bouncing around, right? As long as it's hitting more than one target. Look at that, amazing for Gear 1. AoE on the ult, amazing for that too. Also Gear 2, mowing down the enemies. It just goes on and on and on. She's literally good at she's like SSS tier for everything but Guild Boss. She's the most endgame. She might be the best hero in the game. I can't believe I said let's move on to Cultists and we forgot to mention her. Obviously, Hatsit.
Okay. I'm not gonna let you forget. I'll
hear about it. But guys, like that's when you were wondering what's the thesis of this video, it's overpowered. That's what overpowered is. On to the Cultists. Finally, now we got some good.
There we go.
There we go.
We got it. Yeah. You. So epic wise, I guess now I can choose Iona.
Okay.
But you know what? I could, but I want to curveball you. Okay. I want to go with Hollow.
That's who I had.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, we'll be samesies again. I'll snub Iona again, one of my historic favorite mages out there for AoE damage, but Hollow's really, really cool. I wouldn't say like negligible heal, but all about that rage regen. So the passive energetic bliss, it's awesome, right? You can use her pretty much anywhere. I want to say like versatility is amazing as well, because she's just there to just get more out of everybody else on your squad.
Absolutely. And then again, guys, the reason I'm going to give her that OP rating is everything Ash said. And then we got to mention the range. She's got that vortex range. It's just like endless. Yeah, I had Hollow too. And guys, I just was pointing it out. Awaken 1, you're going to want at least a Soul Stone, guys. You need to get that. Every time she heals, that's another % rage. Just load this girl up with attack speed.
That's a good call out.
You will thank us later. Shout out to Iona, shout out to Greed. Nice faction, but I mean, Hollow is unreal. For legendaries, who is it gonna be? It's time for Ash's favorite hero, I think.
Yeah, you already know. I fawned long and hard on Vierna, and I got super lucky. I pulled her, and I said it, and I'll say it again, is that no hero in the game has made the impact, quite obviously, that she has on my account. She's especially gear rate 1, but really almost everywhere. Just absolute insane damage. I mean, the execution on the ultimate, again, is just basically bye-bye to most targets in range. Instant death. It's just, she's so incredible. I wish everybody could get her, man. I just want to share my appreciation to her. Also, she has like some like handy little niche add-ons that she's not known for, but the bone shield to the ally with the lowest HP and range definitely comes in handy. So I just absolutely love her. Like, bringing her in on gear rate 1, she can like triple the damage depending on who else you're running of your next highest DPS. That's how crazy she is.
Absolutely. And guys, if for some reason your Iona isn't doing that, it just means you need to do a better job timing out the ult, because you need that 35% once it's skilled up to trigger. But look at that animation when it triggers. They picked such a good one. These bones just flying everywhere. She really is a delete button. I think us content creators say delete button a lot. She actually is a delete button. It's just nothing more to say. I agree. It's Iona. It's not Iona. Vierna, excuse me. Really the GOAT. Definitely an argument for best hero in the game. Shout out to Mommy Morgan, obviously, patron saint of my account. However, I'm sorry, dear. It's got to go to Vierna. Onward and upward to Infernal Blast. Who are we talking here? I think we don't even really need to talk long about it.
This one, this one, I think for me, it's pretty easy on both, and you might disagree on the legendary, but I think Dolores, probably everybody would agree on the epic, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think let's just spend no extra time, guys. It's Dolores. Obviously, it's Dolores, the only inspiration in the game. You know, get your awakenings into her. At least A1. That's a must. Get her A5. Put your soul stones. Dolores is the biggest problem with the game, probably, because like it's either check yes, you have her. Check no, you don't. That's going to decide a lot of content. Anything else? Who are you feeling?
I think that covers it. I think that covers it. For legendary, I have. So this is a tough one, right? I mean, there's not that many, but they're pretty
all
solid.
Good. They're all good.
I think you probably know who I'll go with, but I'm gonna go. I go Hex. Hex. I mean, it's like going into a movie where you have like pretty solid expectations. As I told you, I didn't watch anybody's content on Hex before I pulled him. So I was going in totally blind, and he impressed the hell out of me, man. Like, I was like, wow, he deals some serious damage. A magic marksman as well. Pretty cool. He's cheap. A little RNG involved in his kit, obviously, but still pretty consistent, massive damage. I love Hex. Really, really impressed. And I have Cetrim as well. I also have Nocturne. So I have some of the other, really solid legendaries here, but Hex has got to be behind Vierna and Hatsu, one of my favorite heroes in the game.
Yeah, I think it's a great choice. Hex certainly, in my opinion, lived up to the hype. The damage is real. However, I think
but you go.
I'm going to go Zila too. Shout out to Twin Fiend. Twin Fiend's crazy.
Another one, yeah.
Yeah, but Zila 2 is just like, she's got to be the best fighter in the game. I think she is just. She has everything, and that's what Overpowered's all about, right? Like, she has this crazy charge up. It is so good in all content, especially PvP. She's got true damage just like thrown in as like an afterthought almost. This ultimate with burning, and it's tons and tons of damage, and it goes on literally forever. It goes on for 30 seconds, which is just crazy. You can time that out in guild buff. It's insane. It's insane, right? More damage here, extra damage for block targets. She's just so good. Nothing else to say. She's maybe my most wanted champion. I could say so 300 times and it wouldn't be enough describing how good a hero she is. On to the star piercers. Who are we gonna do here?
Okay, all right. So should I go again with Idril and Hex?
I had Tariel again.
Okay, so I guess I'll pick a different one just for a shout out here, and it would be. It's weird. I feel like I don't know how your audience will respond to this, but my audience, I would say so far, is kind of divided on Brienne. Oddly enough, meaning that like some people like hate on her and say that she's not one of the better 4 marksmen.
Show me who. Show me who.
Get early on, right? But I'm a fan, so I'll give her a shout out. That's it. I think that I love Idril, and she'd be like my fave, obviously. But Brienne's not that far behind her, I love the AoE potential. Great against air. Just like a really solid DPS. Easy-ish to build. Low cost. What more do you want?
Yeah, guys. You might be surprised. Brienne's maybe like the most featured hero on my channel. I make content about her all the time. I adore her. Okay, she's like borderline S tier for me. For anyone that caught my epic marksman tier list with cold brew, I actually think Brienne, for certain content, is better than Daria. She is that good. She's hybrid. The damage is that good. She's got the same 2-second interval. She's just crazy, especially if you can get her all the way up to 8-5, and then that split shot becomes 3 shots. So it's like it gets the damage of a single shot, so like the single target quality damage, but basically in an AoE. And then I will say she may be the best basic attack of any marksman in the game. I might be forgetting something, but your double hitter to airborne units, that's basically where you're going to use your piercers, at 110% damage. Some quick math, that's 220% damage per hit with a base 2-second attack interval. It's ridiculous. I love Brienne, so great shout out.
I love it.
I did go Tariel already. Again, I should say, because I just think that ultimate's so cracked up. Thanks for shouting out Brienne. I think I heard you say Hex.
Well, I would go Hex because I love the dude, but I'll switch it up. My most wanted, based on everything that I feel like I know who you're gonna say, because you were fawning over this dude in our collab, and now you've got me wanting him, and it's Silas. Because I'll let you speak on it if that's your choice. Who would you go with?
It's Silas. I guess we can do honorable mention.
You say why? Because
please. No, I was just gonna say honorable mention to Aracha, because I think people sleep on how crazy powerful this Lord skill is, and like we're going on about Tariel, right? This is like basically guaranteed if you use her ult correctly, always an extra 50% damage, and then imagine that on your crazy range dealers as well. She's such a better version of Lunaria, and her kit alone is awesome. But let's talk about Silas. Soul sniping, guys. That's it. He's just ignoring half the defense.
That's
it. I mean, you're doing it all the time. And if you're like Ashe and you're lucky enough to have Virna, how about an extra? Ignore the 50%
right.
damage.
That's why he's absolutely my most wanted. Yeah.
Ignore the 50% defense, and then let's do an extra 100% damage. He's cracked, guys. If you've been keeping up with any endgame content, this is almost a must-have. And I mean, look at him. He's a bad guy. He's nasty. That ignore damage.
Really would love to get my hands on him for sure.
Very quick shout out to someone who I really fawned over on Ash's video. You get some crazy 50% ignore defense out of Sargok as well. I'll have to do a lot more testing to see how often you can get this. Potentially, could he be better than Silas? I don't know. Super rare, but could be really, really good. Let's talk Esotericists. Who do you got for the epics?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. So on epics, I'll be real with you on this one. I've only built one of all of these. So by default, I'm going to go with the fighter, Junquar.
Okay.
He's pretty cool. I mean, just to be totally fair, I only use him in faction trial right now. But he's got curse. He's a nice melee unit. Can deal some damage. That's about it.
A quick shout out to Jankar as well. Easy to overlook if you just checked him out in the gallery. When you do get him max level, his base block goes up to 3, which is super rare for a fighter. So good shout by Ash. However, I actually think you objectively made the wrong choice, and maybe I'm going to turn you on to something here. Laurel is...
Please do.
Laurel is probably the most likely unit in the game to get nerfed. I'm just going to say it because I think it's obvious, guys.
Ooh, really?
She is broken, and it's not, you didn't do any... Yeah, your life's about to change. You didn't do anything wrong by not noticing, because it's super weird the way they hid this in her kit, probably because it wasn't on purpose. Let's bring her to max level here. You only need to get her 5 stars, but full 5 stars of promotion, and then you unlock this talent. So increases rage regen attack by 1, don't care. Additionally, upon death, and then revoking her from the battlefield counts as well, provides surrounding allies with a restoration of 50% of their rage cap. This is such a broken skill. This is the definition of the.
So you just plop her down, pull her back, and,
instantaneously.
Oh okay.
She's 13 costs.
I know who I'm building next, man.
But the thing is, actually, you could build her in literally 5 minutes, because you only need her 5 star and then just get the promos. It's crazy, and you never have to use a single skill. I swear, it's that easy. You don't need any awakenings. Just guys, you get her.
This is dumb.
It's dumb. It's
a dumb question for you. No, well, it matters too. But this is a dumb question for you. But like, where? I mean. Again, this feels like a stupid question, but are you basically using her everywhere? Like the same strategy?
You could literally use her everywhere. I even know people that use her in Guild Boss. She's the ultimate. She's Beard Energy has a great video on using her in the arena. I'm going to be honest, guys, don't hate me. She does deserve a nerf. This is like such a broken skill. I used her for Gear Aid 119. I intentionally didn't use her for 219, 220, and 319 because it's so cheesy. I just wanted to make it harder for myself for better content.
Don't you want to don't you get to the point where you're like, okay, if they nerf her, how am I going to do this again?
Yeah, so I wanted to make sure, because guys, it's just that easy. You put a rapidity set on her so the cost goes down to 12, and it's just done so. I did my 319 stream yesterday, and everyone in the comments was yelling, use Laurel. And I said, guys, because people would come in and out of the stream, right? I'd say, I don't want to use Laurel. I want to keep it hard. But yeah, let's move right along.
I see where your head's at, though. I see where your head's at.
Yeah. So what are we thinking
Legendary?
for Legos? Yeah.
It's weird. So I have Comet, and I love him, and I think he's the choice. However, I know that Elowen is incredibly good. And she's not my pick, but just shout out and honorable mention for Venoma, who I also have.
Ooh, yeah.
But I'll go Comet because, I'm going to go with the guy that I know versus someone who I don't have.
Yeah.
Just insane damage. I can keep it right there. Great AoE mage. Just one of the best DPS on my account. Nothing bad to say about this dude. Has a curse ability. So, yeah, I just love him.
Yeah. Good shout out on the curse, guys, because a lot of people think about the curse just because that gives him more chances to trigger his obliteration strike, which is the source of the crazy damage Ash is describing. However, curse itself is like a low-key great crowd control by like holding up the enemy units and not allowing them to perform their attacks. It's underrated how much content we're probably surviving using Comet, not realizing the curse is like keeping us all alive. Good shout out there. But yeah, Comet's the total choice. He's probably the best hero on my entire account. Ash, I know you love Virna, but I'd be interested to see how often you're actually using them together, because they're like the perfect pair, because he's putting out so much high initial damage with the first hit, getting them down to that 35%, and then that's why when you're triggering your Virna, I think that she is just such a goddess level delete button,
Good point, but don't take shots at my Virna. It's all her. It's all Virna. Don't give Comet credit. I'm just joking. That's a good call out. That's a good call, and I should probably use them or make sure I'm using them in tandem all the time.
Yeah, and then throw Venoma there. You don't even have to put her on the field, but with that 25 reduced
no big
cost,
deal.
No big deal. Really, very quickly, Unnameable. It's only Iax. Iax is crack the heck out. Let's do a quick shout out. Dragon's Might, magic resistance reduction. Do you guys realize, because people probably don't make this far down the gallery, and a lot of us don't have Iax, like rarest hero in the game. Do you realize this is 30% magic resistance reduction? That is ridiculous. Right.
Wait, so I'm bum puzzled right now. I'm speechless. You pronounce him Ajax and not Ajax?
I lived in the Netherlands for a while. Sorry, Ajax.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. No. I'm. By the way, if you've been a true viewer of mine over the years, you know how awful I am at name pronunciation.
I think it probably is Ajax. Actually, I just say Ajax because I lived in Amsterdam and that was my favorite football team. So if there's any,
makes sense.
If there are any Amsterdammers in the chat, let me know if you're an Ajax fan. However, let's go to the Chaos Dominion, a proper faction.
Yeah. How many of these do you have, by the way?
0. How about you?
Okay, I have 0 as well. Just so we know we're speaking from experience here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I think it's a no-brainer though. That being said, Vladov, good old Vlad. He's an epic hero. He looks pretty cool. His talent looks cool. Increase attack speed by 30 for 8 seconds each time after taking damage. 5 stacks on that. So I'd be interested to see what that's like, actually using it. And then he has cost reduction as well in the arena, which might be pretty fun to run him there. Looks to be a pretty competent AoE damage dealer.
Yeah, he's really solid, and I'd give a big shout out.
When in doubt, I'll go with the Lord,
I mean, it's a great call, because if you're gonna run chaotic units, if you guys saw our video on Ash's channel, we were trying to rank them all, and it's frustrating with chaotic units because like they're really good on a chaos team. However, Vladov works really well because he also has the nightmare. Exactly, he's got the nightmare dual faction membership, and he's got the attack speed going already, like Ash pointed out, and then he's got the bleeds, right? So he's got the double hitter here, and then if you look here, he's got the chance to land apply bleed. You can get the attack really, really high, and if you do it right, it's not very hard to get him to be maybe the highest uptime bleed putter on, or a bleed applier. That's a better way to say it.
Applier. There we go.
Applier. There we go. Putter on it.
I'm still learning these technical terms, man.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, I don't go out much. But there you go. Vlad, great bleed. And yeah, if you're going to use chaotic units, you need a Lord, right? And he does synergize super well with his faction. Yeah, but let's go on to the legendaries. We got some crazy legendaries in this faction.
Yikes. So this one's impossible for me, man, but I will go based on what you were talking about on Gon, the Defender Lord. Again, when in doubt, go with the Lord. I think there's a lot of amazing heroes who are chaotic, obviously. So I don't know if he would be considered the best overall, but I guess if I had to choose one, he would be it because he's so difficult to get. And he's Lord.
I think he's probably the rarest hero in the game, right? Because he's a legendary Lord, and you can only get him. Yeah. I think it's a great choice.
Right?
Yeah. He the damage is real with Gon. He does something. Talk about overpowered, guys. So you got him base 3 block, then you get the Olog's Wand, make it 4. You pop the ult, 3 more, so that's 7 block. And if that's not overpowered, I don't really know what is. Pretty crazy.
And look at his Awaken 3 too.
Oh yeah,
dude. I mean, if anybody ever gets him there, which was I don't know how.
Yeah, guys, just go ahead and pull. Guys, just go ahead and pull 4 Gon real quick. After the effective battle cry ends, the next basic attack triggers for frantic retribution, dealing 1,000 AoE damage to a maximum of 10 enemies ahead. The AoE damage is based on the number of times the heroes receive damage during. So there you go. He's getting more and more and more. And it can go all the way up to 1,000 if he keeps taking damage. If you get that 7 block going, or even 6 without the Olog's Wall, that's a great shout. I've never teased myself by looking at a.
That's because no one has.
Yeah, I've never even looked there. Right? I would say though, I'm gonna go. I told you Valeria would come back. For me, it's Valeria. We don't have to go on so long about her, but she's good at literally everything. We got the same box trades like Tariel, so you know that's a good start, like Idril. But the kit synergizes super well. And what I love so much about her, first off, what I love so much about her, cracked out base stats. Cracked. Look at that. Same as like Lugaru. That's crazy. Right? The damage is nuts. But what I really love about her, guys, is with a lot of these chaotic units, they have dual faction memberships. They don't really work outside of chaotic. She could not work better with Nightmare because even though she's killing herself with a lot of her own moves, the way the chaotic members do, she gets unyielding, and then she gets the special thing where she can trigger more healing. And she really does. I've done a lot of testing with her, guys, when I put the video out about her on the test server. She does a really good job of keeping herself like right at 30% to max out all her benefits. And then the way we're going to wrap it up, I think, is the arena. She probably is the best arena DPS in the entire game right now. And for that reason alone, OP. Anything?
I want her. No. My only final thing is just more sucking up to you and how much I enjoyed the content, man.
Oh my God.
Especially after the last 2-3 hours of talking, about all of these heroes. I can't thank you enough. It's been tremendous, and I'm so excited to go ahead and pull some more of these heroes now.
Yeah, dude. I appreciate the kind words, but thank you so much for coming on. Like, I wasn't joking, guys. Ash is like, I guess someone I've looked up to for a long time. I never thought I'd be a content creator, but like this is kind of it. So this is, like I said, a little surreal.
You're doing it.
Yeah, but it's really, really fun to have you here. And I just want to say shout out to the good energy, because you guys know that's something that's super important to me. And guys, it's just a game and we're just having a great time. So Ash, thank you so much for coming. I hope to see you again soon. And thank you guys. If you like the video, like it. If you want to comment, comment. If you want to share it with your mom, do it. I'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.